Good afternoon, tacticians! Welcome back to the Mythic Journey semi-series, in which I ponder and show all sorts of inconvenient ways to complete the various heroes' mythic mission chains, and occasionally send subliminal messages to my viewers. Today's video is all about the resident speed-hitting champion, Exitor Rho, whom I finally got to his Bluestar through a combination of grinding in the AdMech campaign event and the Mythic Celebration shop. So, without further ado, Mission 1. Defeat 2 overwatching enemies with Rho in one turn. This is the kind of skill-based mission I like to see more of in Tacticus, because the enemies need to be in the overwatch state when Rho is bonking them. As such, it's probably best done against Havocs, for example in Mirror Elite Cadia stages 13 or 35, but it helps to have kept your Cygex or Morven Val somewhat underdeveloped. You may also want to take their crit items away before attempting the mission. Alternatively, you may have to find an Overwatch team in the arena, or an appropriate tier stage against the Black Legion in a legendary release event, or maybe do some really weird things in a raid against the Riptide or one of its side boss fights. Anyway, here's how you can do it in Mirror Elite Cadia 13. For stage 35, check out the practical for mission 3. Okay, so this is my third attempt at getting Rho's Mythic Journey mission 1 done. The first one was in the Archimatos stage, but the Havocs kinda begin too far from each other, and I learned the hard way that they apparently need to be overwatching at the time that Rho kills them, so they mustn't have attacked during their turn. My second attempt got screwed because of positioning here, but I think with Certus I can make this work. So the plan here is to use the fact that my Cygex hasn't been built yet, so he should have no problems not killing the Havocs in this stage. And as long as I can get Rho to touch both of them, this should be fine, because on their turn 1 they shouldn't be able to move in range and attack me. Now let's see if I can make this work now. So just pass. Good, the positioning is the same as the first time. Even better, the double overwatch got rid of the first Terminator. That's great. So now I don't need to worry about the Terminator surviving the blasts and basically being on the Bloodletter's Hex and cock blocking Rho from killing the Havoc. So move Rho here, destroy the Havoc, and now use Cygex's ability to double attack, use his active to trigger Rho to come here and do this, and that should be the mission done. So let's see. Is it done? Perfect! Yes! Nice! Go me! Mission 2. Deal 100,000 damage with Rho in one turn. This is currently probably only possible in a raid fight, and we have just conveniently reached a mythic Serect on the Overlook map, who, if I remember right, was my first 1 million damage hit at the Legendary 3 difficulty this July. So I more or less copied down my opening from that run, which, if you're curious, I will link to in the video's description. And, of course, Serek didn't take the bait, because pure RNG deciding that isn't at all a frustrating mechanic. Luckily, I was able to salvage the situation somewhat, and even though I failed to put Rho on high ground, his damage on one of the big burn turns was indeed over 100,000, because the mission triggered. Source, trust me, bro. Mission 3. Defeat 30 overwatching enemies with Rho. Same conditions apply as in the first mission, and if you go for maximum efficiency, you can also cheese it by sacrificing kiting units to Havocs, while outranging them with the rest of your team and Rho. And here's the promised how-to for mission 1 in Mirror Elite Cadia 35, which also works for this mission.
Okay, so I found another stage which, with some RNG, can let your Rho get 2 kills on overwatching enemies in one battle, but it's going to need a overwatching unit that's not Cygex, so in my case Certus, and at least one kinda weak mechanical to trigger a combo on a Havoc without killing it themselves. So let's see how this works. First, move your Rho over here. Then bring Cygex the slow a little closer. And that should really be it. Certus gets the kill on that Bloodletter. And now having Cygex here, unless there's an overkill that scares this guy, you can use him to push Rho all the way here. Now, using my weak Morven, I can get the kill here and push Rho even further. And using Thaddeus, I can bombard this Bloodletter away, making Rho able to reach the final Havoc. And that's the pretty much only way with my roster that I was able to get 2 Overwatch kills in this fight, which doubles the efficiency per energy. Nice!
Mission 4. Score 40 hits with Rho in one turn. On paper, very easily doable in a raid with Vitruvius, Galgort, Tan and Tacticus, because on the turn when Rho's active is up, you only need a total of 8 attacks with Rho, and a well-prepared Actus is active basically ensures that. So I did it in my next Mythic Sarek hit, in which Sarek did take the bait, but alas, when I expected him to stay put and command his death marks to attack again on the third turn, the death marks made way for him to bust out through my relatively underdeveloped Skitari, and he fled. At least I was able to still put Rho on high ground, and even deployed Galatian, who didn't fit on the previous turn, so maybe that wasn't a completely bad run after all. Mission 5. Deal 150,000 direct damage with Rho. This one is a bit of an ability level check and most conveniently done in a raid or two, so I naturally did it in the arena instead.
Alright, so Rho's final Mythic Journey mission is to deal 150,000 direct damage, and since I haven't really built his active yet very high, and since I want to already have Rho at Mythic for my next raid, I'm going to suffer through the arenas to do this. So in order to do that, I'm going to maximize on Rho's active hits using Vitruvius and Thoriad, who is currently at, is that Iron 3? Apparently so. So I'm gonna have to improvise, and also some combos with Galgords. It's not gonna work against every team, but I think that's gonna have to be okay. So, okay, this is suboptimal because I don't want Rho charging into Karn, but let's do it anyway. Okay, that's Rho in position, bring Thoriad in, get Karn debuffed, that was a very good hit. Now, presumably don't get Karn overkilled. Yep. This is gonna be a long mission, isn't it? Well, anyway, at least my own Karn can pretty much just win this no problem, because Karn is a fun and balanced character. So let's see how much that actually progressed the mission. Not this one. 3 out of 150k. Oh boy. Wow, so I actually grinded my way all the way to the top of the arena this season at this very moment, using the extra tickets from the code that was an apology about something with the arena being rebalanced around finally allowing people who have a scheduled life not only revolving around Tacticus to compete for the top spots, and got my Rho's final mission done. You know, here, turn in. I do believe I have enough orbs to ascend him. No, actually I would have had to have enough orbs to ascend him to the Bluestar. So now I have everything. Rho is mythic. His abilities now hit extra hard. And he can get his relic for some extra crit chance, which I think is, well, it would be nice if it worked, because I haven't ran any numbers on this, but it definitely feels like Rho's crit chance isn't 40%. Oh well, still need to get the bolt pistol somewhere, probably from some shop or something. Anyway, that's how I did Rho's Mythic Journey. Thank you for watching, and tomorrow I'll be back with Harken's Quest. So yeah, waking up at 2 a.m. again. Fuck me.